Going back to Old Dominion and a couple of starts against Power 4, Power 5 opponents. Those numbers won't wow you, but that is who he is as a quarterback. He's not looking for those explosive, sexy plays, but he does his job and avoids the big mistakes.
Going to be without two dynamic playmakers tonight. Back to pass on the first play, and it's complete. They get Anthony Sambucci, a gain of 6 on first down. Jaden Nixon is going to make the start at running back today. No Jalen Buckley today. MAC freshman of the year. No Kenny Womack at the skill position either. He's out for a second straight week. Key for Western Michigan is always their offensive line. Give up the middle and swallowed up from Ohio State's front line. No gain. Ty Hamilton on the stop. I tell you, the beef up front is incredible for Ohio State.
There's a competition of who's the best defensive line in college football. The Buckeyes have as good a case as anybody.
A player down for Western Michigan, and it is their first team All-MAC center, Jacob Gideon. Just 2 plays into this game, everything centers around him.
You just think about the opponent they're playing today. Ohio State, one of the most talented teams. Western Michigan gave Wisconsin everything they could handle last week, but Gideon's a key player. They're already without Jalen Buckley, without their leading receiver, Kenneth Womack. This is a tough one.
Step aside. Be back in a moment.
Welcome to Hampton Bite.
In the need and desire to go win a national title, they played like it last week.
3rd down and 4 for the Broncos. To pass, swallowed up, and down he goes. Cody Simon, welcome back.
And did you see that emotion, right? This defense is one of the best in the country at all 3 levels. And you see that that's a ferocious defensive line. And here comes Cody Simon, missed last week with an injury. Jim Knowles sends him on a pressure, and he's unblockable. Good to see him back out there.
Punting it away to Brandon Innes. Comes up, makes the catch, and is dropped at the 45-yard line. And we will see Ohio State's offense got off to a slow start last week against Akron, but Will Howard finished with a bang.
Listen, it looked at times like his first start here in the Horseshoe, but clearly talented. A guy that's played a ton of football coming over from Kansas State, surrounded by playmakers. But the biggest difference between Will Howard and Kyle McCord last year is his running ability, both being mobile within the pocket, some designed runs. That's going to be the difference maker. Reminded me of a JT Barrett here in Columbus.
Transfer from K-State. 19 rushing touchdowns in his career for the Wildcats. Slip it out to the outside. Catch made at about the 50-yard line. G. Scott comes away with the reception.
A great job by the defense. 3rd and short, getting off the field. Getting great field position here. Buckeyes started slow last week. The #1 goal here is to start fast, get some points on the board, take advantage of this field position.
First catch of the season for Scott. Howard. Pass complete. There's the freshman Jeremiah Smith. 6 catches, 2 scores last week. Here's #1.
You can see it early in the game. I mean, Will Howard, their first time playing a football game together, Jeremiah's first college football game. And right away, Will Howard was looking his way last week. And here continuing that to start the game tonight.
Howard again to pass. Ibuka with the catch. Starting offense for Ohio State, skill position players. I mean, Smith gets a lot of the headlines, but don't forget Ibuka, Carnell Tate, G. Scott, Travion Henderson. They are loaded.
Man, they got sports cars in their garage, but to me, this offensive line is going to set the ceiling for the team. Clearly, they got thoroughbred horses on the outside, but the Buckeye offensive line, the more they can dominate, the better served this offense will be.
4th play, 4th pass. Howard across the middle. Ibuka again at the 20, inside the 15, and inside the 10. 1st and goal, Ohio State.
This is just Just a great scheme by Chip Kelly. They sent TreVeyon Henderson on a little wheel route out of the backfield, and you notice there's no Bronco defenders in the area at all, making an easy catch for Egbuka. And you're right, we spent so much of this offseason talking about Jeremiah Smith. Egbuka's a first-round talent at his best as well.
4 catches last week. He's got 2 on this opening drive. Howard goes under center. First run of the game. Henderson, big hole down to the 2.
Just look at the line of scrimmage. Just get moved down the field. Again, they can beat you in so many different ways. They have so much talent at every single position. But at some point throughout this season, this Buckeye offensive line, they're going to have to flip that switch in their head and say, we're going to dominate, especially down here inside the 5.
Late switch personnel-wise for Western Michigan. Give again, Henderson jumps through, touchdown, Buckeyes. Nothing slow to start that drive, Jake.
TreVeyon Henderson is a guy, one of those guys that decided to come back to Columbus, decided he had unfinished business, decided he wanted to be a part of a national title run and leaving a lasting legacy. We got a great push up front.
Fielding for the point after. Offense has started slow last week. Boy, the offensive line dictating the tempo early.
My coaches would always tell me down in the goal line situations, if you score with your man, the running back will then score. That's a lot of beef there in the middle. TreVeyon Henderson, loving it. On their first drive, they're going to want to avoid doing that here.
Have you driven a lot of Lamborghinis, Jake?
And some video games, and never in real life.
Great open field tackle out to the 20. It's where Western Michigan gave up 6 yards on the first play and nothing after that. So Western Michigan, Jaden Nixon going in motion. Running out of time into the corner. Let's go downstairs, Brooke Fletcher, and update on Jacob Gideon.
Yeah, he immediately went into the tent there when he came off the field. He came out, and you could just see the disappointment on his face. Addison West is filling in for him, but before West went out there, Gideon went up to him and just said, hey man, you got this. And you guys mentioned he's a leader up front, so it's definitely a huge piece gone there.
Thanks, Brooke. Addison West slides from starting right guard now to center. Play action pass, Wolf flushed right and throws it out of bounds. 3rd and long.
Gideon is PFF's highest graded center for the MAC conference these past few years, and the Buckeyes are deep and talented on the inside, led by Tyleik Williams. Let's watch their game plan for protection against this elite Buckeye defensive line.
Opportunity to pin their ears back. 3rd and long. Across the middle, Nixon avoids one. He's got a first down and more. A huge hit on the end. Jordan Hancock laying the wood.
Hayden Wolf did a good job just staying right in there. Jack Sawyer came to hit him, but was able to get that ball out to Nixon, and my goodness, you could hear that big time hit.
16-yard pickup, 11 yards after the catch.
That's the game plan for Western Michigan, though. Underneath, safe, easy throws, clean pictures, and force Ohio State to tackle.
Abdus Salam with the carry. Pushes forward for a gain of 3, maybe 4.
Go back to that 3rd down. Jack Sawyer, all last week, just getting his hands on the quarterback. A nasty, mean defensive lineman, but just wasn't able to finish the sack, and there he was, close once again. Well, it's a game of inches here.
Another give. To Salam. Getting close to a first down. 3rd and short. Last week, this defense allowed just 6 points, 10 tackles for loss, 3 takeaways, had 2 touchdowns on defense, 15 touchdowns on defense over the last 4 years.
Takeaways was the big point of emphasis this offseason. They're one of the best defenses in the country, but needed to force more takeaways. Got up on the right foot last week.
3rd and short, swing to the outside, catch made, first down, Western Michigan. Moving the chains. Jordan Parker on the reception.
This is just a good scheme, getting Jordan Parker out in motion. They told us he's one of the fastest guys on the team, so send him in motion, snap him while he's still on the run. 3rd and short, makes for an easy completion and a critical first down there.
First catch of the season. New Mexico State transfer. Play action pass. Wide open, catch made. Sambucci into Buckeye territory.
That's a really nice physical route by Sambucci, working against Igbinosun there on the outside. And this is, again, this is the Western Michigan game plan. They want to run the ball and then get Hayden Wolff into some play action situations. It helps. You do not want to dance with this Buckeye defensive line for 4 quarters. You want to get into play action to give them some time. And just a great execution across the board there by the Broncos.
From the 32-yard line, give to Nixon. Bounces off of one, slithers through the middle near the 25-yard line. Jaden Nixon, the Oklahoma State transfer. You think about where he has been. Ollie Gordon took his job, a Heisman candidate for this year. But Oklahoma State comes to Western Michigan. Jalen Buckley, MAC Freshman of the Year. He's out for this ball game today, so Nixon takes center stage. Second and 5. Nixon again. Not much.
Yeah, there you go, 3rd and short. First drive, they couldn't complete it. A couple nice completions in this situation on this drive to get them down here. Coach Lance Taylor said, hey, we're here to win. So I'd imagine this is 4 down territory, even if they don't get it here.
Third and 3, Nixon in the backfield. 2 for 2 on this drive on 3rd down for the Broncos. Pressure coming, nearly intercepted. That would have been for 6. Cody Simon got his paws on it.
Well, he missed last week. Started practicing again this week and knew he had a chance to play. Just look at that job by Cody Simon coming all the way across the formation. Got his eyes around late.
Going for it on 4th and 3. 11th play of this drive.
No safeties back at all. The Buckeyes down low, aggressive.
We get a timeout from Western Michigan. Step aside for 30 seconds.
You know, Coach Prime, it's nice to finally have some free time.
Try this attempt from 42, right hash. Off the post. And Ohio State holds. Had the leg, but never feathered back in. First doink of the night. Ryan Day and his defense holding.
T-Mobile full season, but these are 2 of the guys that decided instead of going to the NFL, they wanted to come back and compete for that national title.
Junkins gets the carry. short pickup. Let's go to the studio and update with Dave Revson.
All right, Jeff, the Huskers on the board first against Colorado. The Oregon transfer Dante Dowdell, his second touchdown in as many weeks. 7-0 Nebraska first quarter in Lincoln.
Thanks so much, Dave. Gain of 4 on the first carry of the night. Quinshon Judkins. First team All-SEC last year. Howard passes. That's Tate. Carnell Tate battles forward. It'll be 3rd down and short.
That won't show up on the highlight reel, but it does tell us something about how many different elements defenses are going to have to defend there. Will Howard's running a read option. He pulls it. He's a dangerous runner. But then Chip Kelly also gives him the chance to throw the ball. Going back to some of those Oregon schemes, it forces defenses to be absolutely locked in. So much to defend.
3rd down and 2. Howard's 5 for his first 5. Kasmeric in motion. Pull it out. They get it to Kasmeric. First down, Ohio State.
Chip Kelly calling a great game here to start. Just giving Will Howard easy completions, clean pictures.
Chip Kelly up in the booth for the first time in a long time.
2008. It's a different vantage point up there.
I think he's loving this offensive coordinator gig. He's undefeated every single week.
Who wouldn't love to call plays with all this time?
Howard flushed, and he's going to go down. There's a flag on the play. Tripped up by Isaiah Green. Check on the flag.
Holding. Offense number 67. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Austin Saravelt is filling in for Donovan Jackson. Available, but break glass in case of emergency.
Big shoes to fill, too. I mean, Jackson is an All-American type talent. Saravelt got his first start, a lot of playing time last week. Actually played a real good game. That one, obviously, you can't hold him.
Behind the sticks for the first time for Howard. Tate in motion. Across the middle. Catch made. Look at him go. Jeremiah Smith to the house. Two touchdowns last week. That one good for 70. His second catch of the night.
You're watching an NFL player that happens to be a freshman on campus here in Columbus. It was fireworks when he signed. #1 player in the country. It was fireworks to start his career last week, and it's fireworks to start the night tonight.
Fielding on the point after. Push him back 10 yards, no big deal. Will Howard 7 for 7 to start the night. Jeremiah Smith 6'3", 215, and he puts it in extra gear. 14-0 Buckeyes. Fielding to kick it away again. And another touchback. Jake, what'd you see on this last play?
Yeah, well, listen, this is just a simple hitch route, but the best play callers put defenders in a bind, so they're going to send Carnell Tate in a motion. That means this corner, Nyquil Washington, is in a bind. Does he go with that flat? Does he come down on Carnell Tate, or does he stick with Jeremiah Smith? So they snap the ball here. It's a little play action, and you see, as soon as you hesitate, Nyquil Washington, it's good night. You are not catching Jeremiah Smith from behind. So yes, it's a 5-yard hitch, but it's the window dressing that allows them to get advantageous numbers and angles.
Hayden Wolf looking for something, throws it up and out of bounds. 2nd down and 10. Wolf now 4 out of 8. Good last drive. Got Western Michigan into field goal range. Just missed the field goal. And for Lance Taylor trying to put something together on this third drive. Easier said than done against this Cadillac of a defense run out there for Jim Knowles. Number 2 in the country last year. Give to Keyshawn King over the left side. A good burst on second down and long, third and short.
They told us Keyshawn King had some juice. You saw it there. As soon as he got the ball, he was running towards the sideline. A lot of speed.
Virginia Tech transfer. Played 4 games last year at Western Michigan. Picked up 8 on that second down play. 3rd and 2. Converted a couple of third downs on the last drive. Give it to King again, swallowed up. Cody Simon, the last one to hit him. Caden McDonald in on the stop too.
And big Caden McDonald, 6'3", 326 pounds. But he was able to win with quickness there. Western Michigan has done a good job getting into those third and manageable third and short situations. But Caden McDonald, he won right at the snap. And alongside his partner, Cody Simon, they shut that down before it could have ever got going.
Ryan Milmore to punt it away. Innes calls for the fair catch. Taken from the 20. Will Howard perfect so far, 7 for 7, and backing up how he finished last week, Jake. Going 10 for his last 11 to finish the ball game. Put together some pretty good quarters consecutively.
Yeah, this is the recipe. This is what Ryan Day told us. This is what Chip Kelly told us. You know, he doesn't need to play beyond himself. He doesn't need to do anything too special. He's got playmakers all around him. He needs to be a point guard and a facilitator. Just get the ball into the hands of your best players.
Going to keep it. Throw to the outside. Ibuka, third catch of the game, and he's past the 40-yard line. Closing in on 2,000 career receiving yards. That was good for 15.
Defensive coordinators are going to lose sleep. Well, the Buckeyes have come to that play maybe 3 or 4 times to start to the game. And it's just so much to defend. Will Howard has a running capability, and they're running a read option where it looks like he's going to take it, but then they're running a passing concept outside. There's 3 or 4 different elements that defenses have to account for.
Under center, Howard, play pass. Again across the middle. He's got Smith again, and into Western Michigan territory. Jeremiah Smith, 2 yards away from 100. We're not even into the second quarter.
He's a freshman, but he's so mature. He's running a bang post there, and he feels the zone. You don't want to go sprinting in there to where the safety help is. You want to settle down in the zone. He's on the same page with Will Howard. I mean, since spring, he has dominated the headlines. It's just crazy. You lose Marvin Harrison Jr., and then you almost clone him with Jeremiah Smith.
And you get a pass completion, flag down. Ibuka ended up coming away with a catch. A little check on this penalty. 17 yards as it stands.
Carnell Tate and some of the secondary for Western Michigan got caught up. We'll see if it's defense or offense.
Holding defense number 0. The penalties decline. The result of the play is a first down.
Another catch for Ibuka. Will Howard last week to this week started 6 for 16, finished 10 for 11. He's 10 for his first 10 today.
That's 6 for 16. It may not tell the full story. I mean, there was some drops. Jeremiah Smith dropped the tunnel screen. So everybody's starting fast today.
Down the middle, got a man, incomplete. His first incomplete pass of the day. Was looking for Jelani Thurman, the tight end.
That one just floated. It sailed a little bit on him. Thurman was open now, and you see it just didn't come out as a tight spiral, causing that ball to just sail a little bit on him and get out there. That ball has to be on a line because Thurman was open. That should have been a touchdown.
Pretty good coverage from Bilal Kone. Howard, his first incompletion of the night. Well, there goes our perfect game. It's okay. Still a good throw. Judkins gets the carry. Right side. Judkins, touchdown, Buckeyes. Could you have a better start?
I mean, there is thoroughbred horses at every single position for these Buckeyes. And you got a great play caller in Chip Kelly. You know, Ryan Day, it must be nice. You know, he gives up play calling duty. He brings in a guy he knows and trusts in Chip Kelly. And Chip's probably, I asked him, I said, do you just smile when you watch film sometimes? He said, yes, I do.
How could you not?
Well, that was a nice little crack toss play, and your big right tackle here, Josh Fryer. Watch him getting pulled around here. Chip Kelly said to play offensive line in our system, you need to be athletic. Great job out in space. You heard the pop with John Judkins. Just practicing the handshakes.
Gotta say, having an Old National commercial.
They have, and I'll tell you this too, Jeff. They're playing angry. They're playing with a mean streak. They know they've fallen short of that ultimate standard, and they will not accept that this year.
Pressure coming to the outside, incomplete. Great coverage. Igbinosun, and a flag comes in.
Pass interference, defense number 1. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
I love Igbinosun. He's a physical corner. He's going to get his hands on you. That also comes with some risk, right? And clearly holding there and a pass interference. Really a good job by Western Michigan, though. Ohio State sent a blitz, and they were able to hold up with protection. Igbinosun was in position, just didn't need a hold there. Easy call for the official.
First down after the penalty, floated up in the air. Igbinosun again. Incomplete, trying to get it to Sambucci. Second down and 10.
They sent Lathan Ransom on a blitz there, and I blinked, and I just saw a red jersey flash flying downhill. I mean, he's a guy really emotional in his post-game presser last week. Dealt with some injuries, fully healthy, ready to prove himself once again this fall.
Fumble recovery for a touchdown last week from Ransom. And double flags coming out. Pretty apparent hold on the right side of the offensive line.
Their defensive line is dominating right now. Tyleik Williams, Ty Hamilton.
Holding. Offense number 63. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Right tackle, Jack Sherwin.
It's just, you want to win that first second after the snap, and yep, there it is.
Holding Caden Curry on the outside.
But the Buckeyes are winning that first split second after the snap. They're beating Western Michigan to the punch right now, and of course, second 20 is not the world you want to live in against this defense.
The previous play is under further review for potential targeting.
Well, we will take a look at this play further.
I didn't see it on initially.
Replay official Tom Herbert buzzing down to our white hat today, Jeff Servinski. Take a look, Jake.
Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs, and then again Denzel Burke. So who are they looking at?
Either of them, huh?
Dean
Got the
Blandino's
3-2-1
out.
rule. Yep.
Yeah, Dean's out in Los Angeles. Dean, what do you got on this?
So to me, this is just a collision. You got the runner lowering his head, the defender lowering his head, the sides of the helmet hit. There is no crown involved here. Replay wants to take an extra look, but there shouldn't be a foul added here.
And he's clearly not defenseless, obviously, right, Dean?
Appears as if they're looking at just Denzel
Yeah, you actually
Burke.
have two players involved here. You've got number 2, and then you also have number 10. But again, both players lowering their heads, but there's no attack with the crown. This is a collision that happens between runners and tacklers. What you're really looking for is that defender to lead with the top of the helmet and attack with force.
Well, the runner is also lowering his head too, right? That's always been an interesting element of the equation.
It's a great shot. 10 coming in.
Caleb Downs, Denzel Burke.
Two supreme players. Here's the call.
After further review, number 10 of the defense lowered his head and made contact with the crown of his helmet on the runner. He is disqualified from the ball game. The offensive holding penalty and the targeting penalty, they offset. The ball be placed back at the 40-yard line where it will be second down.
So that negates the holding penalty, and Denzel Burke will be out for the rest of this ball game.
Take another look at it right there.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Take the defenseless part out of it. You know, is the chin strap down, right? Is he looking down at the ground? That's a tough one.
It
the running back has his head
the
down
biggest
too.
blow either, right? Because Caleb Downs had come up and taken that initial shock, but so he'll miss this game. Happens in the first half. He will be back next week. But you know, Denzel Burke again, another one of those guys, a senior, a leader, a veteran. Going to be a day 1, day 2 draft pick next April.
Set up the screen, sniffed out. Igbinosun was there on the stop. Western Michigan going backwards. First play of the second quarter for Western Michigan. Bugs Mortimer goes in motion. Stepping up, run out of time, and down he goes. Tyleik Williams and Ty Hamilton.
Jim Knowles likes to bring pressure, but with this defensive line, he doesn't need to. There's big Tyleik Williams, and watch him running a little game here on the outside. Pushing upfield, never get behind the quarterback. At that point, it's retrace. That's 630 pounds of beef that can move upfield and finish the play.
Not sure if it's grass-fed, but boy, is it prime.
Angus, whatever.
Fair catch. Fair catch by Ennis. 20-yard line for Ohio State. Here's the drive summary brought to you by American Family Insurance.
Howard throws a tunnel screen to Jeremiah Smith, and he drops it. That would have been a 60-yard touchdown. You know, Emeka Egbuka down in the right side of the end zone. I thought it was a touchdown. They ruled he didn't have possession. Just a few plays, little minor things here and there. It would have looked even better last week.
Toss it out, Judkins. Judkins in the open field. A flag is down. Judkins cuts in. Touchdown Ohio State, but will it stand? Boy, you want to talk about explosiveness. He was gone.
Holding. Offense number 13. 10-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Negates an 80-yard touchdown run from Judkins. Bryson Rogers, the guilty party.
Looks like that might be the. Let's see. That doesn't. Okay. There's Bryson Rogers right there trailing him.
Just getting his steps in.
Yeah.
A heck of a run from Quinshon Judkins.
I mean, this 1-2 punch between Judkins and TreVeyon Henderson. It's the best backfield in college football. Talk about Jeremiah Smith and Ibuka. Throw in Carnell Tate. That might be the best trio of wide receivers in college football.
You take Judkins out, now you get another first-team all-conference player, and TreVeyon Henderson in. He scored the first touchdown of the game for the Buckeyes. Kid goes to Henderson, tries to right side, pulling his way forward. Let's go downstairs with Brooke Fletcher.
Yeah, you guys were talking about the relationship between Quinshon Judkins and TreVeyon Henderson there. And after his touchdown, TreVeyon came and dapped him up. But these two have the utmost respect for each other. Before Quinshon decided to join Ohio State, Ryan Day made sure to call TreVeyon to get his opinion on bringing him to Columbus, and even had the two talk themselves. Day told me that it was important to have the conversation with TreVeyon because he chose to stay in Columbus.
Check back in with Brooke in just a moment, slipping through a couple of tackles. Carnell Tate. Brooke, finish up.
Yeah, he stayed in Columbus instead of going to the NFL, and out of respect for him, he said the discussion was necessary. He said when it comes to building a strong team culture, respect is key. And since then, like I said, both players, they have a great understanding of each other and have fully embraced splitting the workload because they both feel like they were part of that decision, guys.
Thanks so much, Brooke. Great stuff from both of the maturity from those players and for Ryan Day. Listen, we have an opportunity to do something really special, and you both are going to operate at your best when you're on the field. Keep it rolling with Henderson. Henderson out to the 45-yard line. He just continues to churn. Pick up 14 on that play. Career rushing yards. You get number 4 and 5 in the country for active leaders in the same backfield.
Truly, the only thing you can say negatively about TreVeyon Henderson, and it's not even, I mean, he's just not been able to stay healthy for the length of a full season. But every time he's been healthy, he's shown why he's one of the best backs here in college football, why he's a legitimate NFL prospect. And I think bringing in Quinshon Judkins actually benefits him because now he can share the load and stay healthy for the length of the season.
Howard going deep. He's got a man. Incomplete. Threw it short. He had Jeremiah Smith behind everybody.
That's going to be one he's going to be sick watching on tape. Jeremiah Smith, that should have been a walk-in touchdown. And again, just the scheme. Here they are having a ton of success running the football. Western Michigan starts to bring guys down inside the box. You have a big play action. Howard had plenty of time. Jeremiah Smith's a 4-3 wide receiver. You got to throw that one way, way out there. And chances are Smith will run under it.
Henderson bobbing and weaving near midfield. Short gain brings up a 3rd down and 8. Ontario Thompson on the stop. Who had the better lean back, Will Howard or the drum major before the game today? What do you think? I don't know. I'm going drum major.
That drum major, he's a 5-star prospect when we talk about lean back.
He was touching the feather on his cap on the ground. Tore my oblique watching that. Judkins back in the game. Howard to pass. Incomplete. He's trying to get it into Thurman again. Willis got his hand in there. Senior linebacker. You know, Michigan stops him for the first time.
Well, did they stop him or did Ohio State stop themselves? You know, because we have coach meetings with every team we cover every week, and every coach says, hey, it's about us. It's about us this week. And I think the Buckeyes can say that at a different level. It's really about them. When they fell short last week against Akron, it was because of their own mistakes. That was their own mistake. It should have been a touchdown to Jeremiah Smith. So it's a double-edged sword. It's frustrating, but it's also encouraging to know if they just do their job, the points will come.
Terrific punt from Joe McGuire. Nestles in at the 6-yard line. First forced a punt. A couple of missed plays.
Beautiful shot right there.
the 6. Broken play, and lunging forward for a couple of yards is Hayden Wolff. Hand off to nobody, and Wolff just, I'm going to see what I can get. Got 2.
Backed up there. Crowd has to be a factor, right?
This Western Michigan team had the lead against Wisconsin in the 4th quarter last week. A muff punt led to Wisconsin scoring 14 unanswered points. Deflected. It's in the end zone and out of bounds. Igbinosun got his arm on it. Forward pass, I would assume.
Going on the field with a forward pass.
Looks like it, yep. Look at the Igbinosun, just one of those guys, an emotional leader, a competitor.
He's just flying all over the field in his first half.
Very dangerous territory here, backed up as well. I gotta imagine Lance Taylor's thinking, let's just get out of here without a sack. Expect a screen, a draw, something easy.
To the flat. Nixon out near the 15-yard line, but he's going to be short. They mark him down at the 13.
That was a good job by Arvell Reese, too. One of those guys, a sophomore that got a ton of playing time with Cody Simon out last week and just flying around sideline to sideline. This Buckeye linebacker group is at a level of athleticism that's about as good as it's been in recent years. You know, you move Sonny Styles down from safety, down inside the box, you get that type body type. Cody Simon's a freak athlete. CJ Hicks looked great in blitzing situations, and then the sophomore Arvell Reese doing his thing.
Punt away from Milmore. Innes with a fair catch. 45-yard line, flag is out.
Play.
42-yard punt.
During the kick, holding, return team number 32. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down and 10. Timeout on the field.
Step aside here in Columbus. All Buckeyes.
On a tense fan.
To the left of Will Howard on the start of this drive. Averaging 5.5 yards a tote for Henderson. Tate in motion, fake to Henderson. Howard all day, lofts it down the field. Ibuka makes the catch. Emeka Ibuka, another reception, is 5th in the game.
There's a lot of great action here, and Ibuka, he's a master of his craft. Just working right there across the screen. You see Jeremiah Smith clears everything out for him, and a really nice pass there by Howard.
Howard had it knocked down. It's incomplete. Emeka.
That came off real weird, didn't it? Looked like it almost slipped out of his hands.
Take a look, Jake.
It looked really, really strange.
Yeah, it just slipped.
Yeah.
Nobody got a hand on it at all. Just fluttered. A dying quail out there.
Yep.
Henderson right side. Across the 25-yard line. Brings up 3rd down. Let's go to the studio. Dave Revson.
Jeff, Illinois leading number 19 Kansas at the half. Xavier Scott the pick 6. How about 6 takeaways in 6 quarters for the Illini? They're up 13-10.
Run some great defense down in Champaign. 3rd down and 3 for Ohio State. Both Ibuka and Smith with 98 yards receiving already. Judkins gets it, left end. Judkins is good again. The home run hitter strikes again.
Jeff, we said that if this Buckeye offensive line can dominate, they're going to be almost impossible to stop. And that almost looked like practice. Judkins didn't get touched nearly the whole way down the field. Outside zone like that, you want your offensive line to step in unison. You almost want them to be carbon copies of each other. That was a perfect example of what it should look like. And of course, the touchdown completes the perfect picture.
Right through the uprights and the uprights of that fan sitting in front of the camera. Perfect. Judkins, 2 scores, averaging over 15 yards a carry. All Buckeyes in Columbus.
Who does Joe Biden have to thank for back
before the game? Thanks to our own Jake Butt as well.
I went there, Jack Sawyer, Ty Hamilton, Sonny Styles, Lorenzo Styles.
So good. You want to hear that pregame speech? Here it is.
I played in Michigan. Oh, that was awesome.
So great to see you in your element last night. I mean, you were a huge deal, and what you weren't there too long ago, so you're still fresh in everybody's mind. What a cool atmosphere.
Yeah, well, you know, football locker rooms are like a melting pot. So, you know, when I played at Michigan or in Denver, there's always a conversation of who's got the best high school football. Florida tries to Texas, California. I say Ohio high school football is as good as it gets in the country. Competitive, that's a great rivalry, crosstown rivalry, Pickerington North versus Pickerington Central. There's a number of Buckeyes that went to either high school on this roster, so they're producing talent.
And North coming away with a road victory for the first time since your times. Jaden Nixon goes over the right side, 3rd down and about 4. Here's the Pickerington fellas.
Yeah.
Northsiders, you got Sawyer and Sam Williams-Dixon. And from Central, Styles, Ty Hamilton, and Max Lamonaco.
I asked Jack, I said, Jack, what are you wagering here? You know, because back in my time, we didn't have NIL, so was it a Chipotle burrito? Nowadays they get steaks, right? They got some NIL money, they may want to go to a nice steakhouse in town.
Bragging rights for sure. 3rd and 4. Knocked away. Like McDonald got his hand in there again.
He showed up big in some of these 3rd down situations. What they teach you, and as you can see there, he's just trying to push the pocket, but if you can't get there, get your hands up. See the great long reach there. That guy is a load to handle, 6'3", 326 pounds, getting his big bear paws out, batting that one down.
Another punt from Ryan Milmore. Innis back again. Innis had a great return game against Akron. And Ohio State's going to take a timeout.
Ohio State, they're first of the half. 30-second timeout.
They're stepping away for 30 seconds, and so are we.
Old Trap.
High punt, fair catch from Innis at the 30-yard line. If you didn't get your beverage, go get it now. 15 seconds. We'll be back.
There is nothing like a
on the offensive side today. 12 out of 16 for Will Howard. Howard, the pitch. Judkins, right side. Great blocking from his receiver. Carnell Tate was leading the way on the outside. I tell you, these wide receivers are blocking their tails off today.
Yeah, and that's the difference between a good run, a great run, and an explosive touchdown run. It's the downfield blocking. And listen, Chip Kelly's saying, hey, we're going to get you the ball out there, but you got to block in the run game too. And that's G. Scott just driving his man all the way over to the sideline. There's Carnell Tate. Look at him running his feet. You know, that tells you everything you need to know about this team. The selflessness, that they're all on the same page. The most important thing isn't getting the ball, it's winning.
A low snap, Howard to pass, wide open. He makes a block, and now he gets a long catch down the left sideline. Carnell Tate.
Isn't it beautiful how that works? Right, hey, we're all working together here. Tate, you have a nice block on a nice run. That sets up little play action to get you wide open downfield. It's a nice ball there by Will Howard, dropping it into the wide open Tate.
36 yards on the pitch and catch. He had 4 catches last week against Akron. Judkins has it, slips a tackle, slips another, and then is brought down. Marcel Tyler on the stop. How about this last touchdown run of the blocking from Smith?
Yeah. So I mean, we talked about how special he is, right? We're going to get you the ball a ton, but if he doesn't make this block, that may not be a touchdown. And again, here he is. He's an all-world talent, 5-star through and through. But as a freshman, he already understands the culture here that Ryan Day is trying to establish. Selflessness. We all work together, and the talent is undeniable. If everyone does their job, the points will start to flow.
2nd and 5 from the 15. Play action. Pressure coming. Howard avoids and throws it out of the back of the end zone. Makes such a great point, Jake, on the wide receiver blocking, because it's not just important for what they're doing this week or next week. That's next level stuff too.
Yes, and we say football's a game of inches, right? You never know what the difference might be as you see Will Howard. This is what the difference is. You know, this is him just throwing the ball away, but the biggest difference between him and Kyle McCord is his ability to navigate the pocket. Chip Kelly will bring him in with some designed runs, but yes, the wide receiver blocking. Again, that's about culture too. Guys that are smaller bodies that like to catch passes. Can you get your hands dirty?
3rd and 5, Henderson gets it. Deep into the red zone go the Buckeyes. Travion Henderson lowers his head. Picks up 9.
They are dominating the line of scrimmage right now. If you just draw a line at the snap and just watch these Buckeyes, they're just moving Western Michigan downfield. Again, I mean, Western Michigan. The Buckeyes.
Load up the right side of the offensive line. Kazmarek in motion. Howard's got it. Looking for the pylon. Touchdown. Will Howard.
So many elements to account for, and again, this is the difference here. Why do you go bring Will Howard? Because of that right there. His ability to run, and I'm sure he loves doing that here in front of the home crowd, giving them the OH. He found a home here in Columbus.
With 19 career rushing touchdowns at K-State. That's his first as a Buckeye. Fielding knocks it through 35-0 with 4:20 to go. Step aside for 30 seconds. Emeka Egbuka each with 98 receiving yards apiece. Will Howard 13 out of 18 thus far. They are running, they are passing, they're defending. Getting everything so far. Fair catch, Western Michigan. Set up shop at the 25-yard line. How about some more on Jeremiah Smith? 6'3", 215 pounds, a true freshman, number one prospect in high school, according to 247sports.com. Last week against Akron, 6 catches, 92 yards, couple of scores. First OSU freshman since Michael Wiley in '96 to score multiple touchdowns in their Ohio State debut.
He's so good. I think he's a rule changer. I think they're going to have to consider changing the rule. I mean, he could be in the NFL right now. Certainly could be in the NFL next year. Of course, he has to wait till his junior year. My goodness.
Incredible play by Caleb Downs. He just shot out of a cannon to make that stop.
Well, this is why you go get Caleb Downs, right? Just a sophomore right here. Here we go. There we go. There you go. There's Caleb Downs. Watch this one. Read, react, bam, trigger.
Who needs a mouthpiece?
You know, a lot was made about how much the Buckeyes spent in NIL, and, you know, talking to Ryan Day, he brought up a great point. Listen, this team is built organically. Caleb Downs, Quinshon Judkins, Jeremiah Smith is a newcomer. But those are just add-on pieces. The majority of this team has been recruited and developed here in Columbus. They just filled their holes with elite players.
Caleb Downs, #1 rated player, transfer portal, amazing freshman season, over 100 tackles last year at Alabama. Now he's in Columbus, adding to what was already a fantastic defense.
Jim Knowles said, hey, the most important position in this defense is safety. Well, you go out and get the best safety in college football, and Caleb Downs.
Timeout.
Timeout. Western Michigan. It's their second of the half.
Step aside for 30 seconds.
He sets for himself in what he wants to bring to this team.
Go down to Brook in just a moment after this 3rd and 5. And they're going to be close to a first down. They'll move the chains for Western Michigan. Brook, finish up.
Yeah, he feels that that's why he's able to just adapt so quickly to this program here, just the way he approaches practice, continuously just asking questions, just always finding ways to get better there.
Thanks so much, Brook. We're talking about the differences between Marvin Harrison Jr. and Caleb Downs. They prepare very similarly, but when you look at their eyes, maybe it's a defense-offense kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they're very similar in the way they go about their craft.
A business-like approach, right? You know, they come to Ohio State here, which is a program that develops as well as anyone.
Just on the outside of the 2-minute timeout, Wolf. Nice catch just across the 50-yard line out to the 49 of Ohio State. 2:07 to go. Here's the catch. Sambucci, 1 foot, 2 feet. And that's good in both leagues.
That is the 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout in Columbus. We'll be back to the Horseshoe. It's all Buckeyes tonight.
Welcome to Hampton by Hilton. Big game tomorrow. You guys ready?
Lewis all standing by in LA. That'd be a good one. SC looked great last week against LSU. Give goes to Keyshawn King over the left side. A lot of action coming up at halftime for you. Alumni band, over 500 alums. Be on the field. We got the Quad Script Ohio coming your way. It was not an empty section of turf when the alumni band joined the pride of the Buckeyes before the game today. Second and 10. Down he goes. Jack Sawyer.
He has been so close so many times, just was not able to get that sack
Ohio
last
State.
week.
Their second of the half.
Been close a few times tonight. He doesn't want the pressure, and I'll tell you what, Jack Sawyer is so talented. The best defensive ends, they say you better not try to block me with the tight end. And Chris Tuttle there really never had a chance against Jack Sawyer.
We're coming up. Stick around for the halftime report, sponsored by DirecTV. Dave Revson, Ashley Adamson, and Marcel Reese are standing by. Got highlights from this game and around the rest of the Big Ten. And Indiana putting up 77 last night.
Curt Cignetti, man, from the time he took that job in Indiana, he's been bringing some fire. 77 points. It's a basketball score.
Ohio State's on that pace. 35 right now with 1:17. They just took a timeout too. They might want more in this first half.
Screens, draws. Expect it all.
3rd and 20. Give goes to King, and he gets leveled. Sonny Styles, now a linebacker, laying the boom.
Timeout. Ohio State. Their 3rd and final of the half. 30 seconds.
Sonny Styles is one freaky dude. You mentioned now a linebacker. He was a safety. Watch him come right there, number 6 in the middle of your screen. Boom. knocks him backwards. 6'4", 235 pounds. He's kind of the exact storyline and progression of the modern game of football. As the game gets faster, as offenses go to more spread, you take a guy like Sonny Styles that's a safety and you bring him down in the box and convert him to a linebacker, and he's had a really great start to this season.
Western Michigan back to punt it away. Milmore with yet another punt. Innis just outside his 10-yard line. The AP poll, you got the top 5 with Ohio State right there. So Texas take down Michigan earlier today, and then other Big Ten teams ranked in the top 25. Iowa losing to Iowa State today. Saw Michigan number 10.
Notre Dame lost.
Dame lost today to Northern Illinois.
There's a gap there at the top in terms of talent. Georgia, Ohio State, it is true. This is one of the best rosters in college football. Texas dominated Michigan. There is a gap there at the top.
Penn State held on. Howard. What a catch. Jeremiah Smith goes over 100 yards.
Again, just a great feel. Will Howard is really comfortable throwing the ball to Smith's direction. He just always seems to be in the right place.
Under a minute to go. Howard to the boundary. Smith again. Catch made. Clock stops.
He was late on that one, but Jeremiah Smith, the best ones are problem solvers. Even when things aren't perfect. Look at him. He's waiting, he's waiting, he's waiting. Watch this strong hand catch right here. Bang.
Howard's coming up on 300 yards passing in this first half. Got to escape. Almost intercepted.
Dangerous.
Jake Wahlberg, who missed the second half of the Wisconsin game last week with a targeting call, almost made the pick.
And sometimes you feel so good that you try to squeeze one in when you shouldn't. I don't think he saw Wahlberg at all there, but avoid those ones. Jeremiah Smith one-on-one at the bottom of your screen there.
3rd down and 4. More pressure. Howard throws it away. Smart decision. Had Popeye Williams in his kitchen.
It was a good job by Western Michigan there. It looked like it was a good start to the drive. Back-to-back Jeremiah Smith, and the way the Buckeyes have been playing offense today, there was a chance that they could go put some more points on the board, but Western Michigan bowed up.
McGuire back to punt for his second time. Jordan Parker is back deep for the Broncos. 25-yard line. See what Lance Taylor wants to do in the final 35 seconds of this first half. 1 timeout left. 41-yard punt. You got a lot coming your way, not just at halftime, but even in the second half. And for Ryan Day, an opportunity if this score continues to go this way. You got Will Howard, who is operating on full octane today, 15 out of 22, but opportunity maybe see Devin Brown come into this ball game. Julian Sayin.
James Peoples got him a touchdown, running back last week. And they've recruited as good as anyone too, right? Consistent top 5 recruiting classes, so we'll get to see a little peek at the future.
They run it on 1st down with Abdus Salam, and he's finally brought down. Ty Hamilton on the stop.
I'm so impressed by the interior, the Buckeye defensive line here. Ty Hamilton has been dominant at the point of attack. Tyleik Williams, even for these interior guys, even if you aren't making the plays, you still affect the game by eating double teams and shocking the offensive linemen. Those guys have shut down a number of plays today before they had a chance to get going.
Total domination tonight. Ohio State in the first half last week against Akron. Took them some time to get rolling. Second half they did.
The first half.
They've been rolling since play number 1 today. 406 yards in the first half. Tempo's not been an issue. Thank you so much, Brooke. Ohio State gets the football first coming out of halftime. Fair catch called for by Jaden Ballard. Tonight's first half check-in sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Utter domination, averaging better than 11 yards per play for the Buckeyes.
It's just amazing, right? And you know, Chip Kelly said, we said, hey Chip, you know, how do you divvy up the ball? Like, how do you know who to give the ball to? And he said, you know, it's his advantage because he can just call plays, and at any given time anyone can get the ball. He trusts every single player on this offense. Other piece of it is because of the talent, they can rotate guys and keep guys fresh.
So we had a fair catch malfunction. So instead of at the 25-yard line, Ohio State gets the football at the 6. Quinshon Judkins, the first back. There's Will Howard, first pass complete. Right out of the gate to Jeremiah Smith, who had a monster first half. Flag came in late. This ball may be going backwards.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense number 70. The ball plays half the distance to the goal line. It's still first down.
0 negative plays other than a couple of penalties for Ohio State. They were the only ones getting in their way in that first half.
Can't take your foot off the gas, right? I mean, look, great first half, sure, but now 2 mistakes here to start the second half. I'm sure Ryan Day isn't too happy about that.
In his own end zone, Howard puts it in the belly of Judkins. And across the 15 and out to the 20-yard line.
There's a helplessness that this offense is going to create for teams throughout the season. You know, Western Michigan saying, all right, we got them backed up, then a penalty. It's 1st and 13 inside their own 5. They send a run blitz to try to stop that exact play. And then you blink twice, and there's Judkins knifing right through the heart of your defense.
Off the wire.
7 carries for 99 yards for Judkins. Gets it again. Got his 1 yard to go over the century mark. A short gain on first down.
Everything you wanted to see in the first half, you saw. We talked about the offensive line needing to be dominant. They won the line of scrimmage consistently. You talked about the receivers cleaning up some of those mistakes, the drops. They didn't have very many mistakes at all.
Judkins left side. Big gain near a first down. Bring up 3rd down and short.
To continue that too, Jeff, the only missing piece is, he's 3rd and short, is Will Howard. There's just a few opportunities he left on the table.
Go pace, Howard out to the edge, and a nice tackle in space. That'll be 4th down. Tate Halleck with the stop.
Chip Kelly called a great first half, but I'll say here, the way you've been running the football, the way your offensive line's been blocking, I would like to see them just hand it off again. I don't think you need to get too cute with it. You don't want to kind of just dump it down to the flat. Put the ball in your playmakers' hands, whether it's Judkins or Travion Henderson, and would have loved to see him run behind that offensive line once again.
For 150 yards on the ground for Ohio State. McGuire with a good boot. And going nowhere. Great stop in space. Step aside here in Columbus. Western Michigan gets the ball when we come back. Western Michigan first play the second half of their offense. Swallowed up after a short game. Speaking of those touchdowns last week from the defense, here they are. 2 against Akron. Lathan Ransom scooped up that fumble, 27 yards to pay dirt, and then late in the fourth quarter, Gabe Powers for the pick 6.
It was a point of emphasis. It was a point of emphasis all offseason. Spring camp is they needed to force more turnovers. And then the next level is, hey, go ahead and score on defense, add on top of it.
2nd down and 7 for the Broncos. A couple of drives, had a missed field goal, tripped up in the backfield. Caleb Downs again, right in the middle of everything. Jim Knowles, who is in his 2nd year at Ohio State, number 2 in scoring defense last year, just once allowed more than 16 or more points in a game last season. They've been phenomenal the first 2 weeks. And recovered at about the 3-yard line. Man, we almost spoke that defensive touchdown into existence. Jaden Nixon jumped on it to avoid a defensive score.
Yeah, I mean, that one was sailed. And remember, Gideon, their starting center, Jacob Gideon, was injured earlier in the game. And that one, Yao Ming couldn't have got that one. That was way up there.
Yao Ming, that's a great reference out of you.
That's the tallest guy I could think of. Who's the tallest guy I know? Yao Ming.
A very short kick. And out of bounds was Innis. Very good field position for Ohio State. Under 10 to play in this 3rd quarter.
T-Mobile savings, take one.
We get into this season, the more it's going to benefit Ryan Day. He already has that organic trust, but I mean, look at the way Chip's called the game today.
To the outside, catch made, wrapped up. Brandon Innis on the catch. Rather than taking forward progress, it's going to be a loss of 1.
Just to go back to that, though, just the trust will continue to build, and it also works as Ryan Day. Look, this is part of the equation too. His ability to focus and zoom out rather than just focusing on the next play offensively. He gets to zoom out. He gets to get on the officials a little bit and say, wait a second, guys, what about forward progress? The players like to see that. He also gets to be involved with both sides of the football. You know, you hear stories about spring and fall camp where he's getting on the offensive line. He's in the linebacker room.
Disjointed on the handoff, and Henderson makes something out of nothing. Gain of 3.
But he's, you know, Ryan Day is a brilliant football mind, a smart coach. But you can be so hyper-focused on your job as a play caller that it's hard to see the big picture. Like you mentioned, Jeff, he trusts Chip Kelly. Now he gets to share some of his knowledge and expertise across the entire roster, both sides of the football in all 3 phases.
He is chewing out his get-back guy right now. You don't have to grab my shirt, man. I got this. Howard to the inside. Catch made. First down, Ohio State. Ball is out, and it's recovered by Innis. Kojo Antwi made the catch, but Innis jumped on it. Keeps possession with the Buckeyes. Catch 1-2 football play.
Yep. Good job by Innis. Right place, right time. He did a phenomenal job. Brandon Innis.
Was a completed catch, fumble, recovered by Ohio State, advanced for a first down. That plays under further review.
We couldn't quite see the other side.
So we will take a look at this as well as the folks in the replay booth. Here's real-time action.
It's hard to see from that angle if it. Here we go.
Does he have full possession of this football? It's ball's kind of popping out there.
Yeah. See if we got another shot of it.
Dean Blandino's out in L.A. Okay. Dean, what do you got?
Yeah, we're looking for firm control, and as I look at these replays, I don't think he ever puts it away. I think he's bobbling the ball, never has the ball long enough to do anything with it. This will be a good look. You have firm control. Now as he tries to put that ball away, it starts to come loose. The question's going to be, did he have it long enough? And they ruled catch fumble on the field. I really feel this is incomplete. But again, is it clear and obvious that's the decision?
The receiver did not maintain possession. They bobbled the ball all the way through. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. The ball will be placed back at the 38-yard line where it'll be 4th down.
Good call, Dean Blandino. Thank you very much. Never had complete control. So negates the first catch of the season for Kojo Antwi.
Let's see what Ryan Day does here. Wouldn't be surprised to see him keep the offense on the field and go for it.
4th down and 8.
There you go. Sending the offense right back out. Here's your guy. There's Jeremiah Smith. And as you see, no safety over here. So he's one-on-one. That's where I'd be looking.
5 catches, 119 yards for Smith. Looking that way. Instead, takes the under route. It's caught by Innis. 1st down. Smith blew by Innis. Tucked underneath for the catch of 19.
And that's actually a good job by number 1, Bill Alcone from Western Michigan. Watch him. He's there with Jeremiah Smith in the hip pocket, but he's got his eyes in the backfield. That's the right technique. Just a little too late. Day late, dollar short.
Pick up 4th and 8 inside the red zone. Henderson the back. Henderson gets it left side. Gain of 3.
Go back to Brandon Innis there. That's another guy that is just ascending and rising. Saw it last week in the punt return game, 60 yards. They had 75 total punt return yards all of last season. And, you know, to be a great punt returner, a lot of that is trust. The coach has got to trust you to make the right decision to catch the ball. Did some really nice things last week on tape. Now showing up here in the passing game.
Give. Henderson. Gone. Touchdown. Buckeyes. Travion Henderson, 2nd of the night.
There's just so much space. There's so much field to cover with the weapons that Ohio State has. They're forcing Western Michigan to defend laterally. What do you notice there by the Buckeye offensive linemen? They're all coming downfield. They're creating that vertical movement. And Travion Henderson, man, he's just out there running conditioning. Didn't even get touched on the way to the end zone.
Could have driven a Mack truck through that hole. 42-0 Ohio State. Converted on that 4th down. 180 yards on the ground, averaging 9 a tote. Henderson and Judkins each with a pair of scores. Fielding kicks it away. Returnable. Not quite to the 20-yard line for Abdus Salam. How about Ryan Day? Great start to his career.
To the expectations here in Columbus, right? To be in that group of coaching, to have won that many games, and yet for people still to question Coach Day. And I get it. You know, you got to beat your rival. I played in that game. You almost beat Georgia, and probably likely would have beat TCU and won a national title, but almost doesn't cut it. But that just speaks once again to the standard here in Columbus.
Western Michigan has a new quarterback in the ball game. Brock Lowry checks in for Hayden Wolf. Got off to a good start, but he has Not had a lot of success. Lowry from Canfield, Ohio, one of a handful of Western Michigan players from the state of Ohio. Gonna carry it and pushes his way forward. He's close to a first down. Just one carry for 2 yards in the game against Wisconsin.
Man, does Caleb Downs fly around the football field. He reads it. He reads and diagnoses plays quickly. And then once he makes up his mind, he is fearless and accelerates through the point of contact. That is a physical football player.
Third down and 1 for the Broncos. Nixon gets the carry, swallowed up, and down he goes. Arvell Reese. 4th down.
This guy has a bright future. Had a phenomenal game last week. Here he is, number 20, Arvell Reese. And again, watch up front. Let's just let's cloud the picture. That defensive line is going to eat up double teams. And then Arvell Reese, if you're free, make that play at the point of attack.
4 tackles last week with Cody Simon not available. Innes back to receive again. Fair catch. Takes a Western Michigan bounce, settles at the 19-yard line. 4:18 to play in the 3rd quarter after that 52.
He's would have ran away, and he said all the right things. Wants to compete. Now he gets his chance.
It goes to James Peoples, his first carry of the day. And it's 11 yards. Will Howard, 18 for 26 today for 292. Had a passing touchdown and rushed for a touchdown.
And again, a lot of great. And the good thing is there's room to improve. There was a seam route early in the game to Thurman, the tight end, just missed on it. A little short on a touchdown to Jeremiah Smith. So as good as that is, there's still room for improvement.
Peoples gets it again, and a gain of 1.
He's just getting more and more comfortable, right? He's transferred in from Kansas State. Again, just as we close the book on Will Howard, all these reps here early in the season, very valuable.
Well, last week passed for 3 touchdowns. This week only 1, but he rushed for 1. He did everything that Ryan Day and Chip Kelly wanted him to do. 2nd down and 9. Brown hits this man. It's good. Bryson Rogers on the reception for the first down for the Buckeyes.
That had some zip on it, didn't it? And Devin Brown, this was a competition all offseason. Will Howard came in, but he wasn't named the starter immediately. It was Devin Brown. It was Julian Sayin. There was a competition going on. And Devin Brown has not ran from any of the competition.
Give to Peoples again. Sayin was a transfer coming in from Alabama. Was there for only a handful of days, really, before he transferred to Ohio State. He's put some pressure on Devin Brown, but he hasn't backed out from anybody, as you said. But for Ryan Day, he wants to see him operate the offense.
Yeah. He said, hey, yeah, I agree with you guys. I got a ton of respect for him, too, and it's great for the locker room to show these guys, when it's done right, you get your chance. But at the end of the day, the standard is to go put up points, and he wants Devin Brown not to just get on the field, but to execute.
Sling it to the outside to Ballard. Ballard taps his way into Western Michigan territory at the 41-yard line.
So far, so good here. With that in mind on this drive.
Round 2 for his first 2. Will Howard started 10 for 10. These are audition reps, too, in game action. These are important reps for Devin Brown and the rest of Ohio State's, quote, second teamers.
Yes. Well, again, if you are making a run towards a national championship, you're talking about 15 or 16 games. The depth and experience that you get here, invaluable.
Play action pass. Brown, nice pass, caught Brandon Inniss again inside the 15-yard line. Well, he's throwing some darts.
Yeah, and this was a beautiful scheme. So they started with a little shift in motion, and what you have is a nice sell on the over route by Brandon Inniss. So watch this. They shift over. It's a play action. There's Inniss diving in deep inside, and then he comes out. Nice, flat, friendly angle there on the same page with Devin Brown. Great execution.
Brown had options. He had Thurman on the first wave, and then he had Inniss on that second wave. Give it to Peoples. Gain of 2. James Peoples, talented freshman from San Antonio. 5'10", 200 pounds. Rushed for a touchdown last week against Akron.
Just got that strong lower body. 5'10", so his center of gravity is low. Just runs with great explosion and power. I mean, again, it's Ohio State. Each year they just crank out top-ranked recruiting classes. And in these games now, you get some of these young guys reps that you may have to count on at some point in the season.
Peoples gets it again. Peoples, his second score in as many games.
That's a great block there. A little gap scheme, so they're blocking down play side and pulling guys around. Patrick Gerd pulling around. Luke Montgomery. He was able to get out in front.
Over 500 yards of total offense for this Ohio State group tonight. Not even to the fourth quarter. 49-0 Ohio State.
All right, gap scheme. You want to block down play side, and then on the backside, you want to have guys pulling around. We tell James Peoples, just follow the pullers. They'll take you home. Nice block there by Montgomery. There comes Gerd. And Peoples walks into the end zone. All smiles for the Buckeyes.
By Judkins, 2 by Henderson. 1 apiece by Peoples and Howard, the quarterback.
You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown.
It's an open night tonight. How about next Saturday? Triple header of action kicks off with 10th ranked Michigan against Arkansas. Wait to figure out where we're going for week 4. Any other haunts that we need to be worried about, Jake?
No.
Denver knocked away. Aaron Wofford. Check that, Aaron Scott.
Another freshman. Another freshman. And Jim Knowles puts a lot on these defensive backs. So Aaron Scott, here he is one-on-one. That's a tight end out there. Read it, react, trigger, make the play.
Forgot to flip my card. My apologies. Great play by Aaron Scott.
There's a long lineage, a great history of great defensive backs in Columbus, too, just like wide receivers.
Side wrapped up. Mitchell Melton, senior on the tackle.
In concussion protocol.
Oh, no doubt. Design run. Brought down across the 30-yard line. Brock Lowry. Let's head downstairs to Brooke Fletcher. Ryan Day in good spirits.
Yeah, when the offense came off the field there, Ryan Day went over to every single offensive lineman and gave them each a high five. Jake, you've given them a lot of credit in what the work that they've been able to do in the trenches. Clearly, Ryan Day agrees with you.
Yeah, and we're talking to Ryan Day in our meetings this week, right? And we asked him about that. Like, tell us about the standard. And he said he has 2 things, right? You have to grade out like a champion, which means an 80% plus grade. But then he said he wants to turn on the tape and the opponents to turn on the tape and say that's the hardest working football team in America. And, you know, to your point there, Brooke, the offensive line, the big fellas up front, they're checking every box.
Ohio State goes back on offense. Don't forget, final drive recaps the entire day around the conference. That's tonight after football. Only on the Big Ten Network, on the Fox Sports app. Another long day in the studio for our folks back in Chicago. Great day of football around the country. Some upsets. Some non-upsets.
This is a deep conference, man. Iowa lost a close one to Iowa State. You know, Michigan, they're going to have to dig deep and bounce back after that loss to Texas.
Peoples to the left of Devin Brown for another possession. Peoples gets it, slithers his way across the 35.
Yeah. Big number 67, Austin Saravelt, he's staying in the game. Donovan Jackson, that's his spot. He's the starting left guard, but 67 has stepped up to replace him as a true sophomore. Saravelt, he's done a heck of a job.
2 straight weeks of starting. Peoples again lowers his head, and a first down for Ohio State.
Just watch the left side of this offensive line. There's Saravelt. Here's your 2 guys right here. They're the left tackle, left guard. They're just working on a double team. And you got 600 pounds on 300 pounds. Knock them back. Knock them back. Win at the point of attack. Good technique.
It's one thing you wanted to watch going into this game, not just how Will Howard was going to get off to a fast start, and that's exactly what he did, but how the offensive line was going to dictate their physicality. Catch made by Antwi.
Just look at the pocket. Look at the pocket once again. 65. Zen Michalski wearing the legendary 65 by Buckeye lineman Patrick Elflein. Making it look easy out there. Devin Brown has all day to throw.
Peoples again trying to slip through a tackle, couldn't get out of the grasp of Armani Adams. Every phase has been dominant for Ohio State tonight.
Ryan Day, foot on the gas, man. Still yelling, still screaming.
All day to throw. Brown finally tucks it. Able to get out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. Good blocking downfield by Bryson Rogers. Devin Brown, who played his high school football in Gilbert, Arizona. His coach, former Buckeye quarterback Joe Germain. Peoples, right side again. Bounces off a tackler and then finally brought down.
So Western Michigan's going to try to run a linebacker plug blitz here. So watch your center and your right guard right here in the middle of your screen. Just watch them. You see, bang, there comes the linebacker blitz. There's Montgomery working with 75, Carson Hinsman. Great job identifying that and then opening up the hole for a nice little gash for Peoples.
Peoples again. Huge hole, flag comes in.
And Michalski going to get him for a holding. Right here, 65, left side, clips him.
Pretty good takedown.
Offense number 65, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
That is a headlock, not legal on the football field.
And just so much talent all over this field for Ryan Day. You know, you look at this, quote, second team, and these guys would be starters anywhere else in the country.
Right. I just think back to, okay, Michigan won the national championship last year, one of the best offensive lines. They played Washington, who won the Joe Moore Award.
Brown flushed out. Brown lose yardage.
So the national championship last year featured 2 of the best offensive lines. Georgia, Joe Moore finalist. Georgia again, Joe Moore finalist. Even Ohio State, the last time they won a national championship in 2014, their entire offensive line went on to play in the NFL. So the sexy thing to talk about is Jeremiah Smith and Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson and Emeka Egbuka. But at the end of the day, the big difference, especially late in the season, is can you win up front and in the trenches?
Swing it out to Peoples. Nice open field tackle.
You know, it makes everything easier. It makes everything easier when you can have it, when you can get push up front, when you can get 5 individuals playing as one unit, get the tight ends involved. Then, of course, we highlighted the downfield blocking by the receivers today, selflessness.
Those are the things that Ryan Day was talking about, where you find the tiniest of inches to get better.
It's been the time. That's been the difference. Versus Michigan, versus Georgia, it's been the tiniest of inches. It's been 1 or 2% here or there.
3rd and forever. Brown's going to go down. First time that Ohio State has really looked disjointed. Corey Walker in on the sack for Western Michigan. Brings out the punting unit. But you mentioned those inches. All you have to do is watch the first NFL game of the season, right?
Yes.
Between the Ravens and the Chiefs. Came down to a toenail.
Yeah. I mean, I'm playing Pee Wee football in 6th grade, and my coach says that this is a game of inches. Every coach I played for echoed that. And it just shows up time and time again. You don't know what inch will be the difference, but you do know it will be a matter of inches.
Pretty great speech from Al Pacino, too, on Any Given Sunday. Check it out. It's like a hamster wheel that's inflated.
Low man wins.
Always.
Leverage, acceleration.
Keyshawn King in the ball game. He's got a couple of carries for Western Michigan. Second down and 7. Lowry going to run it. Lowry's got the edge, swallowed up. Gabe Powers had an interception for his score last week.
Just got to scrape through the trash. It's not always going to be a clean picture. Gabe Powers reading it. Quarterback power. Gabe Powers tackling with power.
Power play, power glove.
Power ball.
Austin Powers. That was groovy. 3rd and 5. Incomplete. Knocked away by Lorenzo Styles.
Now, Jordan Hancock's there starting nickel, but Lorenzo Styles is a guy that, another nice depth piece. Number 3 right here on the right side of your screen. Getting physical right up there at the line of scrimmage. Beat him to the punch. You know, that one, you just shut it down before the play even has a chance to get started by being physical. You see the nice long arms. Really, there's just been, Western Michigan hasn't had a chance to catch their breath. Not a single first down this half. I stole that from Jeff Levering, my partner here. Jeff, you handed me that note. I stole that from you.
Hey, don't tell him how the sausage is made, man. Just want to make sure you get the good stats too, buddy.
Saying back to pass to the outside, complete. And out of bounds across the 40. Let's go out Chicago studio update. Here's Dave Revson.
Jeff, big night in Champaign. First home sellout for the Fighting Illini since 2016, and they knock off nationally ranked Kansas. Just their 3rd win in their last 35 against ranked teams, 23-17.
Thanks so much, Dave. Great news for the Fighting Illini down in Champaign. That's a big win. It's a really good program in Kansas.
Great
Great tackle in space. Dylan Moore coming up from his linebacker spot. Loss of 2 for Peoples.
Well, 3rd and 6. It's got to be Julian Sayin time, right? You'd think. 5-star his recruiting bio is #1 in everything. #1 quarterback. Just extremely talented. He was part of that quarterback competition this offseason too. Did some really nice things throughout spring and fall camp before Will Howard ultimately was named starter.
Sayin to pass. Sayin tucks it. He's going to run. Sayin falls down. See if they give him forward progress for the first down. Your official marks him just slightly short.
He was too fast for his own feet.
So 4th and less than a yard for Sayin and company. Carlsbad, California, just outside of San Diego.
Beautiful part of the country out there.
Gorgeous. Weather person's dream. There goes Sayin, wide open. Nothing but greenery. Touchdown Buckeyes. Bennett Christian, the tight end. His first catch of his collegiate career goes for 6.
That's the beauty of football, is it's circular. You invest in the run game throughout the 60 minutes of football. 4th and 1, everyone is expecting that run. Quick play action, and Julian Sayin, never a doubt where he was going with that football. Big number 85, Bennett Christian.
Get to share that football between the 2 of them. First collegiate touchdown pass. First collegiate catch and touchdown for Christian.
643 yards on the day for Ohio State.
All on big plays too. 4 of the 8 touchdowns today, Jake. 20 or more yards.
Offside. Defense in the neutral zone. Half the distance to the goal. We do the try.
Julian Sayin 2 for 2. Devin Brown was 5 for 5 in his couple of possessions.
And that comes back to Chip Kelly, right? Scheme your guys open. That's a very clean picture there on that touchdown for Julian Sayin, and it's complimentary. You set that up by running out of that exact package, personnel and formation throughout the game. You invest into it, and then you draw on it here in the 4th quarter.
Austin Snyder boots it through. Bennett Christian, 6'6", 260, his first career catch and score. Julian Sayin putting his stamp on this one tonight. Fielding to kick it away for the Buckeyes. Offense has been great. The defense has been even better for Ohio State. Coming up, 13th ranked Trojans take on Utah State, USC's home opener at the Coliseum. Coming up tonight, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Can't wait to have Guy Haberman, Yogi Roth, Brett Lewis and company checking out the Coliseum. Another Big Ten After Dark. We started it last week in Washington.
A day full of action.
Just over 5 minutes to go in this one. What a play from the outside. Ohio State shot through a cannon. Jalen McClain.
Another freshman, watch him. You can't see him now. Top of your screen, bang. That's how quick he's not even on the screen. You blink, and he's hitting Jamal Haley right in his mouth. He was a guy that Jim Knowles said they want to get involved. They want to get him some opportunities in this game. A freshman, but they're excited about his future.
That's his presence with authority. Lowry's going to get wrapped up from behind. Edric Houston, another 5-star recruit.
It's just, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. You can't miss them. Number 96, he's got a 7-foot wingspan. So they say, we're going to put 2 on you. We're going to try to block him with 2. Lowry steps up in the pocket, but he doesn't get very far. That big 7-foot wingspan by the 5-star Edric Houston brings him right down.
6'3", 270 out of Buford, Georgia.
He said it's just so valuable for him to, all he's got to do is watch and observe JT Tuimoloau, Jack Sawyer, watch the guys ahead of him, mimic them, and good things will happen.
Filling up the hole and being driven back.
Gabe Powers.
And Powers again, he's made 2 big plays.
That is a stone wall Buckeye defense. There comes 36. The motion brings him back into the box. Read it. Keyshawn King. Not today. And look at the red jerseys just finishing, knocking everybody back.
4th down and 8. Get another punt from Western Michigan.
You see all those. He makes the tackle, and then the D linemen are finishing with their guys. No one's giving. Our guys aren't giving them an inch.
Again, we talk about all this offense that we've seen from Ohio State. This defense only gave up more than 16 points one time last year, and they got better in the offseason. Muff punt, and it's recovered, and Ballard able to bring it out of bounds. This defense sharpening their teeth.
And look, you know, Western Michigan missing their best offensive player in Jalen Buckley. Okay. Number 1 receiver, Kenneth Womack, he's out. Jacob Gideon, your best offensive lineman, gets hurt early in the game. I get it. I get it. But playing gap sound defense is playing gap sound defense regardless of what you're facing. Tackling in space is tackling in space regardless of what you're facing. Playing with emotion, being in the right place at the right time, being physical. All that is within the Buckeyes' control, and that's exactly what they put on tape tonight.
Julian Sain got 1 drive. Yet another drive from a new quarterback. Lincoln Keenholz is on the field, native of Pierre, South Dakota. 6'3", 207, a sophomore. Sam Williams Dixon was on the carry. Another Pickerington guy.
There you go. Well, Lincoln Keenholz, another extremely talented recruit. They're just, wherever you look, you'll find them here on this roster.
Shake a tree, get another 5-star, 4-star recruit coming in. What a run down the sideline and out of bounds. Everybody that's touching it is going the distance. Sam Williams Dixon on that carry.
That is the 2-minute time.
If we're giving out helmet stickers, you got to print some extra ones. Give them to the entire offensive line. How about 51, Luke Montgomery? Go ahead and get nasty in there, big fella. Yes, we talked about the standard here in Columbus.
Gotta get better.
Tell it to Ryan Day.
Don't get better, man. Let's go. We saw the drum major working on his baton twirling coming out of the half. Let's go, Brutus.
The standard is the standard, Brutus. Wonder how heavy that helmet is, though, or the headgear.
Again, it's large. I get that. Take selfies, too, with our cadets. Love it.
Did the cadets know he didn't lock out?
If anybody's going to give him a bad time about push-ups, it's going to be those guys.
Look at, man, listen to that. Oh, my goodness. It's a beautiful sound when the pads get cracking.
There's some hitting going on down there. That's Mason Maggs on the field for the first time.
Jace Middleton, a tight end, number 46, came pulling around. Nice pop. Said, if you're handing out helmet stickers, everyone gets a helmet sticker. Everyone gets 2 helmets. Everyone gets 4 or 5 helmet stickers.
They're going to kneel on this one. They're getting the right formation first. State with a 56-0 drubbing of Western Michigan, where they did not allow 100 yards of offense. A lot of good to pick out of this one, Jake.
Yeah, we expected domination. They delivered.